Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS. The woman who helped invent the technology behind all of them was an actress Hollywood called the most beautiful woman in the world. And during World War II, her inventions helped defeat Nazi submarines. Hedy Lamarr was born Hedwig Kiesler in Vienna, Austria in 1914. Her father was a banker who took her on long walks through the city, explaining how everything worked. Printing presses, trams, engines. By age 5, she was taking apart her music box just to see how it was built. At 18, she became infamous across Europe for an extremely daring film called Ecstasy, and shortly after, she married a wealthy Austrian arms dealer named Fritz Mandl. He was controlling, obsessive, and had business ties to Mussolini and Hitler. He tried to buy up every print of her film. He brought her to dinner with Nazi officers and weapons manufacturers, and without meaning to, gave her a thorough education in military technology, torpedo guidance systems, and the vulnerabilities of radio-controlled weapons. In 1937, she drugged a maid, slipped out of her own house dressed as a servant, and fled Austria entirely. She made her way to London, negotiated a Hollywood contract with MGM on her own terms, changed her name to Hedy Lamarr, and became one of the biggest movie stars on Earth. But after the studio lights went down, she went home and invented. She had a table specifically dedicated to her tinkering. She sketched designs between takes on set. Howard Hughes, who she briefly dated, gave her a portable inventing kit for her trailer. When World War II began, Lamarr read that Allied torpedoes were being jammed. Enemy ships could detect the radio signal guiding them and send them off course. She had an idea. What if the signal kept moving, hopping between frequencies so fast that no one could lock onto it? She teamed up with avant-garde composer George Antheil, whose experimental work involved synchronizing multiple player pianos, and together they cracked it. The transmitter and torpedo receiver would hop across 88 radio frequencies in a synchronized, seemingly random pattern. 88. The exact number of keys on a piano. In 1942, the US government granted them a patent for a secret communication system, but the Navy shelved it. They told her to use her celebrity to sell war bonds instead. The patent sat untouched for 15 years and expired in 1957 before it was ever used. 2 years after it expired, engineers independently developed the same concept using transistors. By the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962, US Navy ships were using frequency hopping technology to coordinate the blockade. No one called Hedy. No one sent a check. No one said her name. It wasn't until 1997, 55 years after the patent, that she was finally honored with the Electronic Frontier Foundation's Pioneer Award. She was 82. When a reporter asked how she felt about the recognition, she said, "It's about time." Hedy Lamarr died on January 19, 2000. She was 85. Today, every time you connect to Wi-Fi, use GPS, or pair a Bluetooth device, you're using her idea. The woman the world knew only for her face. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell. And drop a comment. What's an invention you use every single day without knowing where it came from? One life, one story, history.